Welcome to everything you wanted to know about the college recruitment process, but didn't know to ask. This is the ultimate playbook designed specifically for high school girls basketball players and their parents. The recruiting journey can feel incredibly overwhelming, filled with confusing rules, shifting timelines, and high stakes. But today, we are going to simplify it. In our first video, The Blueprint of a Complete Recruit, we broke down exactly what it takes to catch a college coach's eye. It's about way more than just a sweet jumper. It's the whole package. Here's a quick refresher on the key ingredients. The stats and speed. We looked at hitting those physical benchmarks, like speed and vertical, and making sure your stats are efficient. It's not just about how many shots you take, but making them count. The invisible scoreboard. This is the gritty stuff coaches love. Defensive hustle, diving for loose balls, and all the hard work that doesn't always show up in a box score, but definitely wins games. The off-court essentials. This is a big one for parents. Keeping your grades high and having positive sideline character are huge. Coaches are watching how you treat your teammates and how you handle yourself when things get tough. Being a complete recruit means being an elite athlete, a dedicated student, and a great teammate. Often those extra factors like your GPA or your attitude on the bench are the fine breakers that lead to a scholarship offer. Transitioning to college ball is a dream, but the NCAA has some pretty strict rules to make sure you're eligible when you finally step onto that court. Think of these as the guardrails for your athletic career. If you lose your amateur status, you lose your chance to play. Here is the breakdown of what you and your family need to know to stay in the clear. It might feel flattering if a professional agent reaches out, but be careful. You can't agree, even just verbally or over a text, to have an agent represent you or market your skills. Whether it's a formal contract or a handshake deal, it's a no-go for now. Contracts are tricky. Watch out for documents that claim to be non-binding. In the eyes of the NCAA, if you sign a contract with a pro team or agent, you're likely ineligible. It doesn't matter if the other person never signed it or if the fine print says it's not official. Your signature is what matters. We all love a hookup, but you have to be careful with where your gear or travel money comes from. Aside from official education grants, you can't accept cash or gifts because of your talent, financial aid from outside sources that aren't approved, fancy dinners or travel expenses from people looking to sponsor you. No pay for play. This is the big one. You can't accept payment or promise to play for a pro team in exchange for money. While you can sometimes be reimbursed for actual and necessary travel expenses for a tryout, anything beyond that is considered a professional paycheck. So, the bottom line. If a deal sounds too good to be true, or if someone is asking you to sign something just for now, check with your coach or a compliance officer first. It's always better to ask a question now than to sit out a season later. Recruiting can feel like a whirlwind, but the NCAA uses a specific calendar to keep things fair. Think of it as a set of traffic lights that tell college coaches when they can reach out, show up at your games, or invite you to campus. It's all about building that personal connection. Here's the breakdown of the 4 main periods you and your family need to know. Okay, the contact period, the green light. This is the most open time for recruiting. During this window, coaches can pull up a chair in your living room, visit you at school, and have face-to-face conversations with you and your parents anywhere. It's all about building that personal connection. The evaluation period. Think of this as the scouting phase. Coaches can come to your high school or AAU games to see your skills in action. But there's a catch. They can't talk to you. They are there to watch and take notes from the stands, but they have to keep their distance until the game is over and they're off-site. The quiet period. During a quiet period, the recruiting moves to the college campus. You can visit a school and talk to the coach in their office or tour the facilities, but the coach cannot come to your house or watch you play at your high school. If you want to chat, you have to go to them. The dead period. Total timeout. This is exactly what it sounds like. A total break from in-person interaction. Coaches aren't allowed to meet with you at all, whether that's on their campus or at your home. No official or unofficial visits are allowed. Coaches can still call, text, or email you, they just can't see you face to face. Okay, a pro tip for parents. It's a good idea to keep a copy of this calendar on the fridge. Knowing these windows helps you manage expectations and ensures everyone stays compliance-friendly throughout the journey.
Now that you know the rules, let's talk about the actual timeline. One of the most common questions families ask is, when will coaches actually start talking to us? It's a bit of a waiting game at first, but once things move, they move fast. Here is what the journey looks like. Freshman and sophomore year, the patience phase. During your first 2 years of high school, things stay pretty quiet. By NCAA rules, coaches are very restricted in how they can interact with you. What they can send? Generic stuff like camp brochures and recruiting questionnaires. You are allowed to call a coach, but here's the kicker. They aren't allowed to call you back. If you leave a voicemail and don't hear anything, don't take it personally. They legally have to keep their distance for now. June 1st after sophomore year. The floodgates open. Mark this date on your calendar because everything changes. Starting June 1st of the summer between your sophomore and junior years, coaches can finally pick up the phone and call or text you directly. You'll stop getting generic flyers and start receiving personalized letters and recruiting materials tailored specifically to you. Expect to see your DMs and inbox start to light up. A quick tip for parents. Once June 1st hits, it can feel a little overwhelming for your daughter. Help her stay organized by setting up a dedicated recruiting email address or a simple folder to keep track of which coaches are reaching out. It's an exciting time, so enjoy the buzz. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So use those first 2 years to keep working on your game and your grades, so you're ready when that first real text message arrives. Good luck. As you move into the second half of high school, the recruiting process gets even more real. We go from phone calls and texts to actual face-to-face time and trips to campus. Here are the final 2 major milestones on the timeline, plus one golden rule you can never forget. January 1st of junior year, the VIP treatment. Ring in the new year with some travel. Starting January 1st of your junior year, you are officially allowed to go on official visits. What makes it official? The college can pick up the tab. This means they can pay for your transportation, lodging, and meals while you're visiting their campus. It's the perfect time to get a real feel for the team culture and see if the campus feels like home. September 1st of senior year, the front door phase. Once you hit your senior year, the off-campus restrictions disappear. Starting September 1st, coaches can finally come to you. They can visit you at your high school or even come to your house for a home visit. This is usually the final step in the process, where you and your parents can ask those deep dive questions in the comfort of your own living room. If there is one thing to etch into your brain, it's this. July is for playing, not talking. During the July AAU evaluation periods, there is a strictly enforced no contact rule. No talking, no texting, no calling. This applies to you, your parents, and even your high school or club coaches. Even if a college coach is sitting courtside at your game and makes eye contact, they cannot say hello. Don't take it personally. They're there to evaluate your game, but NCAA rules require absolute radio silence. If they talk to you, they could get in big trouble, and your eligibility could be at risk. That means when you're playing in July and see a sea of college polo shirts in the stands, just focus on your game. They're watching. They're interested. They just have to keep their distance until the window opens back up. All right? Okay. As you narrow down your list of dream schools, you'll definitely want to get on campus to see if the vibe is right. In the NCAA world, these trips are broken into 2 categories, unofficial and official. Think of it as the DIY trip versus the red carpet treatment. Here's how they work. Unofficial visits, the DIY road trip. These are basically college visits you plan and fund yourself. You can take as many of these as you want, and you can start them whenever you like, as long as it's not during a dead period or that July radio silence window. Your family covers the gas, the hotel, and the post-game burgers. The school can hook you up with complimentary tickets to a home game. You can still get the full athlete experience. You can take a sports-specific tour, sit down for a one-on-one meeting with the coaches, and check out the atmosphere at a home game. Okay, official visits, the VIP treatment. This is the all-expenses-paid version. Since the school is investing in you, these visits are a much bigger deal. As we mentioned, these can start on January 1st of your junior year. The college picks up the tab. They cover travel, lodging, and meals for both you and your parents. You're treated like a member of the team for the weekend to see if it's a perfect fit. While unofficial visits are pretty show up and go, official visits have some homework attached. Before a school can buy your plane ticket, you have to check these 3 boxes. Number 1, register with the NCAA Eligibility Center. This is a must for every college athlete. Number 2, get on the IRL. The college has to add you to their institutional request list, basically their official "we're interested" list. And number 3, send your transcripts. You'll need to send your high school grades to the university's admissions or compliance office. Unofficial visits are a great way to see a lot of schools early on without waiting for an invitation. If you're already heading that way for a tournament, why not stop by and say hello? It shows the coaches you're proactive and truly interested.
First off, congrats. Getting a scholarship offer is the "I made it" moment you've been working toward. But before you break out the fancy pen to sign, it's important to understand what that contract actually means. Think of it as a mutual commitment between you and the school. Here is the breakdown of how your scholarship works. Scholarships aren't always a 4-year guarantee right out of the gate. Most offers are 1-year agreements that get renewed every summer. Some schools do offer multi-year deals that can last up to 5 years. No matter what, the NCAA says a scholarship must last for at least 1 full academic year. It's not a month-to-month thing. They are committed to you for the season. One of the biggest worries for athletes and parents is, what if she gets hurt? The good news is your scholarship is a safety net. If you suffer a serious injury and can't play another minute of basketball, the school is still legally committed to paying for your education for the duration of that contract. We all have those weeks where the basket feels like it has a lid on it. The NCAA rules protect you here too. A school can't take away or reduce your scholarship just because you're in a shooting slump or aren't playing as well as they hoped. As long as you're showing up and putting in the work, your performance won't cost you your seat in class. While you're protected from injuries and cold streaks, there are a few ways a scholarship can be canceled. You have to keep your side of the bargain by avoiding these 3 things. 1, academic trouble. If your grades dip below the required level, that aid is at risk. Student comes before athlete. 2, disciplinary issues. Getting suspended or breaking major school/team rules can lead to losing your funding. 3, walking away. If you voluntarily decide to quit the team, the school is no longer required to pay for your tuition. So, a note for parents. Think of the scholarship as a professional contract. It's a huge reward for her hard work, but it comes with the responsibility of staying on top of her books and staying out of trouble. As long as she does that, the school has her back, on and off the court.
Ready to commit? Here's what you're signing up for. You've found the school that feels like the one. The jersey looks great, and you're ready to say yes. But before you post that commitment graphic to Instagram, it's important to know what kind of yes you're giving. There's a big difference between a verbal promise and a legal contract. Here's the breakdown. A verbal commitment is exactly what it sounds like, a non-binding spoken agreement. You're telling the coach, "I plan on playing for you," and they're telling you, "We have a spot for you." Can you change your mind? Yes. Since nothing is signed, you can technically back out if you find a better fit. This is a two-way street. Because it's not a legal contract, a coach can also withdraw the offer if their roster needs change, a new coach is hired, or your grades slip. It's a gentleman's agreement, but it isn't 100% official yet. The National Letter of Intent, the real deal. The NLI, along with your financial aid agreement,
is the heavy hitter. This is the legally binding document that officially links you to the university. Most athletes sign this during their senior year, either in the early period, November, or the regular period, April. Once you sign this, you are officially off the market. Other coaches are strictly forbidden from contacting you. You are agreeing to attend that school for at least 1 year, and the school is agreeing to provide your financial aid. Okay, can you change your mind after signing? This is where things get serious. Unlike a verbal commitment, you can't just walk away from an NLI without some consequences. If you sign that paper and later decide you want to go somewhere else, you need a release. You have to ask the school to formally release you from your contract. If the school doesn't grant a full release, the NCAA might require you to sit out a year of competition or lose a year of eligibility. Pro tip for parents: the NLI is a big milestone, but it's also a legal document. Before your daughter signs on that dotted line, make sure you've read through the terms together. It's the final lock-in of all your hard work, so you want to be 100% sure it's the right home for the next 4 years.
Sometimes you get to campus and realize the vibe just isn't what you expected. Maybe the coaching staff changed or the school doesn't feel like the right fit. If that happens, the NCAA transfer portal is how you find a new home. It's basically the digital version of becoming a free agent, but there are some big rules to follow. You can't just enter the portal whenever you want. The NCAA has specific transfer windows, usually a 30 to 45-day period right after the championship season ends. Think of it as a shot clock for your decision. You have to make your move while the window is open to be eligible for the next season. Once your name is officially in the portal database, it's like putting an open for business sign on your athletic profile. The good news? Other coaches can now legally call, text, and recruit you. It's your chance to find a program that fits your goals better. Okay, so the real talk risks. While the portal offers a second chance, it's a big decision that comes with a risk level warning. Entering the portal doesn't mean a better offer, or even any offer is waiting on the other side. Thousands of athletes enter the portal every year and don't end up with a new roster spot. This is the most important part. Once you tell your current school you intend to transfer, they have the right to cancel your scholarship for the next term. You can't always change your mind and go back to your old team if the portal doesn't work out. The portal is a great tool for a fresh start, but it's a move you should only make after a lot of family discussion and research. It's always a good idea to have a short list of schools you think might be a fit before you officially hit that button.
We've covered a lot of ground. To make it all feel a bit more manageable, think of your journey as a 4-year game plan. If you take it one season at a time, you'll be ready for that big moment when you finally put on the college jersey. Here is your year-by-year checklist. First, freshman and sophomore year, setting the foundation. Before the recruiting noise starts, focus on being the best version of yourself on and off the court. Aim for a 3.0 GPA or higher. Keep a close eye on your core courses to make sure you're hitting the NCAA requirements. Work on your elite baseline. Coaches love seeing progress in your vertical jump and your sprint speed. Practice flawless sideline character. Coaches don't just watch how you play, they watch how you react when you're subbed out or when a teammate misses a shot. Next, the summer stretch, after sophomore year. As June 1st approaches, it's time to get your materials ready for the spotlight. Polish your reel. Have a fresh, high-quality highlight reel ready to go. Stay organized. Have your upcoming AAU schedules typed up and ready to send the moment a coach asks. Junior year, the big push. This is the year where the scouting turns into recruiting. Register with the NCAA Eligibility Center so you're in the system. Use the AAU season to get mass exposure and your high school season to show you're a leader and a team player. Start planning those official visits for any time after January 1st. Senior year, you're in the home stretch. This is where you focus on the details. Meticulously review your offers. Are they one-year renewals or multi-year deals? Be ready for the November or April signing periods, and remember that once you sign that NLI, you're officially a college athlete. At the end of the day, you can't control which coaches call, but you can control your effort and your character. Master those two things, and the compliance rules will simply be the roadmap that leads you to your new home.